Hey guys, it's me, Alana Rain TV, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see by the title, this is another story time, and this story time is about to be crazy. So if you guys aren't already subscribed, subscribe to the channel because this is going to be your favorite story time channel, I'm trying to tell you. So let's jump straight into this story because it is crazy. So this has nothing to do with obviously my current honey now because I am in a very happy relationship now. But before him, I was single for 5 years. So when I broke up with my ex 5 years ago, I had started talking to this guy, and we're gonna call him John. Should we call him John? No. Alex. We're gonna call him Alex. Okay. So about almost 5 years ago, maybe like 4 years ago, some change, right? I was working, and one of my coworkers, we'll give him a name, Bobby. We'll call him Bobby. So Bobby, he was really cool. He always did like cookouts at his house, and he was just a really cool guy. He was like a bigger, heavy-set guy. But neither here nor there, Bobby was always cool. He was just cool peoples. After work, Bobby would 420 with us and like here and there, whatever. So I remember there was this time that Bobby had invited me over for like to watch the game barbecue party that he had going on or whatever, right? So I was like, okay, why not? I don't really know too many people out here because mind y'all, I'm from the Bay Area. So I was freshly moved to LA, so I didn't really know too many people out here. So I took it as an opportunity to get to know some people, right? So I was like, okay. And mind you, Bobby was like 37 at the time, so all of his friends are like a little bit older, and I had to be like 23, 24 at the time, right? So I get to Bobby's house and I see some of my coworkers, and I'm just like, oh, like this is cool, whatever. But for the most part, I see only like a couple coworkers there outside on the patio. It's just Bobby on the inside. So I'm just like, okay, so we're just like chilling or whatever. He's like getting that 420 ready, all that stuff, whatever. And then I guess he's like trying to, something dawned on him to where he's like, oh, let me wake up my roommate. He had a roommate there, right? So he's like, let me go wake up my roommate, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then he goes to the roommate's room door. Boom, boom, boom. Wake up, da, 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 da. You missing a party. Boom, boom, boom. Wake up. So he boom, 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 boom for about 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? And then finally, roommate opens the door. And who is his roommate, y'all might ask? None other than Alex. Yes, guys, Alex. So out walks Alex, and this is my first time seeing Alex. I had never saw Alex before. I'd never seen him before. Like Bobby has mentioned Alex before, like, oh yeah, like my roommate this, my roommate that, my homeboy this, my homeboy that. But no one had ever seen Alex. So here comes Alex walking out the room, and I look, and I'm just like, oh, hello. Like, hey. So I'm like, ooh, hello. I kind of see something I like, right? Because mind you, Alex came out the room in basketball shorts with no shirt on, with freaking 6-pack abs, came out, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, okay, curly hair, line up, all that stuff. I was just like tall, tan skin or whatever. So I was just like, hello. So anyways, Alex had came and sat on the couch on the right side of us. So it was like a sectional L couch. Me and Bobby were sitting on this side, faced the TV, and then Alex sat on the other couch, kind of faced on the side of the TV, right? So I'm just kind of like, we're all talking, but Alex is really just talking to Bobby, and Bobby is talking to Alex. So I'm kind of in between the conversation. I'm just kind of looking at Alex, like while he's talking. I'm just like, yeah, right? Yeah, that's true, right? And then Bobby is all like, dang, you all up in his face. Like, you might as well go sit over there. Like, you agreeing with everything he's saying. You all up in his face. And I was like, dang, am I? I was like, oh. So then I'm just like, turn my attention from Alex, because to be fair, obviously I'm not talking to or dating Bobby, but I mean, I guess you can say like he did invite me over, so I would be like his company, I guess. I don't know. It was weird, but I was just like, oh, my bad. I didn't mean to be in his face like that. So that, whatever, right? So then some time had passed since, like, that was really just it. Like, me and Alex exchanged no conversation that day. We didn't talk to each other at all that day. So I had ended up leaving like maybe an hour after that because I had to work or something I had to do. So anyways, some time goes on and some time goes on. And then my boss ended up having a birthday party at this club in LA, or really it was in Orange County. But anyways, they throw him a party at this club. And so, I'm like, okay, cool. We going to the party. We going to the party. So I get to the party. Did I go with somebody? I think I must have linked one of my homegirls when I got there, or like one of my coworkers. I linked with them when I got there, but I ended up going to the party by myself. So boom, pull up to the party. I link with one of the coworkers. I see the other coworkers. They're all in the section. And yeah, so I go over there and I'm just like, it's lit. Like, we finna turn up. We finna have a good night. Like, it's finna be cool, 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 cool. So then I had overheard someone in the section, one of the guys, talking on the phone with someone, and they were like, yeah, oh yeah, they're all here right now. Oh yeah, Alex is finna pull up right now. Yeah, Alex finna pull up. And so I'm just like, Alex is finna pull up? I was like, Alex is finna come? Ooh. So I just said that to myself. I didn't say that out loud. So I was like, oh snap, Alex is finna come. Ooh. So then I had ended up, me and the girl that I linked with or whatever in the section, we had ended up going to the store. I want to say there was like a liquor store right there. So we had ended up going over there to get something little, like to pregame or whatever before the bottles got there, because we knew there was going to be bottles in the section. So we were just like, it was like an in and out type of small venue club. So we're like, it was like in a plaza. So we're like, we're just going to walk to the liquor store in the plaza, kind of like wait for everybody else to get here. Cool. So we went to the liquor store, we got what we got, and then we started to migrate back to the club. So once we get back to the club, who do I see just looking so scrumdiddlyumptious? Y'all, it was Alex. I saw Alex in the club, but Alex was not by himself. Alex was with a girl, and they were shoulder to shoulder, like they came together type vibe. So I had seen this girl maybe like once or twice before, in passing, when I would go to like Bobby's little events. So like I said, Bobby would have like little cookouts or whatever like that, and he'd invite all the coworkers and stuff like that. So I seen this girl like in passing at one of these events that Bobby had. I seen her like I said, maybe once or twice. So I kind of recognized her, but that was about it. So I'm walking in, and just as I'm about to walk by Alex and this girl, let's give the girl a name too, by the way. We're going to call the girl Sophie. So as I'm about to walk past Sophie and Alex, Sophie goes, dang, Lala, you look good, girl. And I'm just like, oh, thank you. And then Alex goes, yeah, you really do look good in that dress. And I said, oh, and I'm over here like, are y'all like, what the heck? So I just remember walking, like telling them like, thank you. And then I just remember walking back to like my coworker section, and then like I was all giddy and stuff. But then I remember I wanted to walk back by Alex and Sophia. So I was like, made up an excuse to go over there. So as I'm walking back, about to pass up Alex and Sophia, I want to say Alex had made like another little sly comment, like, yeah, you look so good. Something like that, right? So then Alex FaceTimes Bobby, because Bobby wasn't there, right? So Alex FaceTimes Bobby, and he's like, yeah, with him and Sophia in the frame. He's like, yeah. Yeah, we just seen Lala walk by. Yeah, we finna take her home with us. Da 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 da. And then so I'm just like, what? But no. I'm just like, what is he like? What are you talking about? Not you over here telling Bobby that you're gonna like what? So I peeped. So I was like, okay, that's wild. I don't know what dynamic you and this girl Sophia got going on, but for you to be saying that in front of her, y'all can't be nothing too serious, is what I was thinking, right? So boom, boom, boom. So the night went on. Everybody had a good night or whatever. So that club ended at like 3 a.m., maybe closer to 4, but I say like, yeah, I say like 4 a.m., 3:30, whatever. So once that club ended, everybody from the club, if not everybody in our section at least, all migrated across the street to the after hours at the poker lounge. So the club that we went to was like an after hour joint, right? But right across the street was a after hour poker spot. So everybody walks across the street. Most of us left our cars in the club parking lot. We walk across the street to the poker house. So now we're at the poker house and all the guys start seating around the poker table to play poker. So we're probably here for like maybe 10, 15 minutes, settling in, talking, still drinking, getting drinks and stuff like that, right? So then right across from the poker table was like this couch, and it seemed like all the girls were just sitting down along the wall on the couch. So I happened to sit by Sophia or I happened to be sitting in the middle of Sophia and this other girl that she knows that she was talking to. So Sophia is kind of talking over me to this girl, talking about oh yeah, I had to cut off so and so because I swear she was just trying to be friends with me to get to my man, and she's always trying to flirt with my man, and with my man. And so I'm hearing her, but I'm like kind of looking at the poker table when the guys are playing, kind of just like looking at Alex, because I'm just like, dang, he is so handsome. But yeah, like I heard her talking, and I'm just also thinking like, is this her man? Like, is this who she's talking about? Is this the man in question, the one that's in front of me? Because I would think so, because y'all came together, but I'm not too sure, because yeah. So sitting there listening to them talk, right? So as I'm sitting there, y'all, tell me why Alex looks over in my direction and he's like, come here. Like, he like does the finger gesturing me to come here. And then I'm just absolutely positive he's not talking to me, because Sophia's sitting right next to me. So I look at Sophia and she's like talking to the girl next to me, just not even paying attention. She's just da-da-da-da-da. So I look at her and I look back at him. He looking dead at me. He's like, no, you come here. And I'm like, me? Like, me? He's like, yeah, come here. I was like, I pointed at her. He's like, man, come here. And I was like, okay. So then I got up off the couch and I walked over to the poker table, and there was an empty seat next to Alex. So I sat in the empty seat. Mind you, as I'm sitting there, I'm looking at Sophia to kind of gauge a reaction from her, and she's still just in the girl's face, yap, talking. So I was just like, okay. So as I sat down, I was like, ain't that your girl? Like, is that not your girl? He's like, no, it ain't even like that. She already knows what's up. So I did not know what that meant at the time. I'm gonna tell you guys what I was told down the line. We'll get there. But at the time, I was just like, okay, like, she knows what's up. Nah, that's not my girl. She knows what's up. Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. So we all kind of tipsy at this point. I'm not blaming nothing on the alcohol, but we all tipsy at this point. If she don't care, I don't care. If he don't care, I don't care. So I'm sitting there, me and him talking, and then he puts his hand on my thigh, y'all. He gets to putting his hand on my thigh. He over here rubbing my thigh, and I'm just like, yo, like, this is wild. Like, who is she to you? Because, like, didn't y'all come together? He's like, nah, don't worry about her. And I'm just like, okay, well, she don't seem too concerned either, so I'm not tripping. So I'm sitting here like, ooh, I'm like, I want to, like, I want you to teach me poker or whatever. So he's kind of like teaching me, like, literally hand on thigh, rubbing thigh. And then so like that went on for like, I'd say like 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe longer than that. I feel like we were at the poker house for maybe like an hour. So like things happened before then or whatever, but this was like kind of towards the end when this was happening, towards the end of that hour. So he was like, do you want to go outside in 420? And I was like, sure, like why not? So literally just me and him went outside, and you know, he had sparked up, and we were outside talking 420 talk. So much so that it got to the point where I forget, because I had drove across the street. Everybody else walked across the street. I drove across the street. So I believe I was saying like if he wanted to sit in my car in 420 or whatever. And he's like, yeah, like we can do that, whatever. So we went outside out front of the poker house. And we went in my car and we was 420, right? So no sooner after we had went to my car to do that, people started coming outside like as if it was over. So people started coming outside. So I know that Sophia is going to be coming out any minute, right? So I'm just like, this is like kind of sticky. I'm not trying to hide anything from her, but also like she's not my friend. Like I don't owe her no loyalty or nothing like that. If this is her dude, but at this point I don't even know if it is or not, right? So I'm sitting there, we talking, people start coming out, and then I see Sophia. She starts walking out, kind of looking around like where's everybody, right? So I kind of overhear her say that she was waiting on someone to come out the poker house. She was like saying to someone like, oh, I'm just waiting on Jackie to get out or whatever. So then she finally sees us. So then she walks around to the passenger side of my car where Alex is sitting, and we roll down the window. And then she's like, hey Lala, do you mind taking Alex across the street to get the car? Because like I said, they rode together. So she's like, yeah, can you take him across the street to get the car? And then I knew that she was waiting on someone. So I had that in the back of my head. So I asked her, I said, do you want to come with us? I was like, yeah. Do you want to come with us? She's like, oh no, it's okay. I'm waiting on someone. And I was just like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I'm sure. And I was just like, okay. So, boom. I start reversing. Mind you, the sun is coming up around this time. So I'm reversing to take him across the street to get his car. So boom, reverse, get across the street, and now I park next to his car. Okay, so then once I got to his car, he was like, do you want to get in my car in 420 somewhere and talk? And I was like, yeah, but like, don't you got to go back across the street to get Sophia? And then he was like, nah, she cool. And I was just like, okay. So we sitting in his car now, 420, and he wasn't like trying to make a move or nothing. It was just like genuine conversation. Everything was cool. So then after we were talking, we had to be sitting in his car talking for at least an hour. Like, I'm not even joking, for at least an hour. And I feel bad now that I'm telling the story because I have no clue at all what Sophia was doing for that whole hour. So after I was like, okay, well, you need to hurry up and get back over there. Like, I'm finna drive off. Like, he was like, all right. So he had ended up getting out, or I'm sorry, I had ended up getting out of the car and getting into my car. And then right as I'm about to reverse my car, he like backs his car up to where it's like blocking my car. It's like diagonal. He backed up like this. So now he's blocking my car from backing up. So I'm like, what the heck? So then he hops out the car, and then he comes to my driver window, which was already down. And he like stuck his head into my car. So I like give him a kiss on the cheek, and then like he just looked at me, and it was just this look he gave me, y'all, because like I don't know what it was, but it's this look that he gave me, and we just started kissing. Not my finest moments. I know. But I mean, like, just the mood, everything was just right in the moment. It was just like, but like, anyways. So yeah, so we started kissing. We just making out, just kissing through the window, and then like we had pulled apart from each other, and we're just kind of like looking at each other. And then he's like, okay, I gotta go. And then like he ran back to his car, and I was just like, like I felt like a schoolgirl. Like I was just like, so he got in the car, he pulled off, I got in my car and I pulled off. So after that day, you guys, I like that night, like I was just like, I had butterflies. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, because like he was really cute to me, right? Right. So I did not hear from this man. I did not hear from this man for, I want to say 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week, y'all. I did not hear from this man for maybe 3, 4 days to a week later, right? So I'm over here convinced that he was just a F-boy. Mind you, he was, I don't want to give too much detail, but he was from Long Beach. And I just kept attracting dudes from Long Beach. I don't know what it was. It was like the coolest dudes that would approach me would be from Long Beach. I don't know what it was. But yeah, so I was just like, dang, like he seems so cool. And he just ghosted me crazy. Like, me? Ghosted me? Is he crazy? But neither here nor there, you know? So I was like, whatever. So then randomly one day I got a phone call and I answered and it was him. And I was just like, yo, like, you know, like where you been or whatever. And then he was telling me like this whole crazy sob story, basically saying like how they had ended up going to jail that day for something stupid. He had went down for like a couple of days or whatever. His phone got smashed. He had to pay for it to get fixed just so he can get my number out of it. So he sends me a picture of the receipt of him getting his phone fixed. He was like, yeah, he's like, I've been waiting this whole week for you to hit me up so I could have your number saved or whatever, but like you didn't even hit me up. You didn't hit me up this whole week. So I thought like, dang, like I was just waiting for you this whole time to hit me up. So, but when I realized you wasn't hitting me up, I had to go get my phone fixed to get your number out of it. So sounded good. So I was just like, wow, really? Like you did all that just to get my number out? Like, wow, real cute. So that's the day that me and him started talking and seeing each other every single day. So I did ask him, like, what's up with you and Sophia? Like, what's that dynamic? And I mentioned that this guy was from Long Beach for a reason. I don't think what I'm about to tell you guys is a Long Beach thing. I don't think it's an LA thing, even though it is a LA thing, but I don't think it's only an LA thing. I'm sure it happens everywhere else and stuff too. But listen, when I asked him what was the relationship between him and Sophia, you know what he told me, y'all? And my crazy self was okay with it. He told me that Sophia worked for him, if you know what I mean. Sophia went to work and gave him the money. Yeah. Y'all, if y'all grown here, y'all already know what type of work I'm saying. Yes, he was one of those. Yes. And so he never gave me the vibe that he was trying to get me to work for him by any means, because there's no woe in my blood. That was never going to be the case at all. So what made me feel, I guess, more cool about the dynamic that me and him had going on was the fact that he was very honest and upfront about a lot of things. Like he'll be like, oh, I'm finna go take Sophia to go da 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 da, and I would just be like, okay, well, like, you know, at least he's being honest with me and stuff like that. Like we're not even in a relationship, so I appreciate that he's like being honest and telling me like where he's going and stuff. And then he'd spend money on me like a lot, so it's like he's not trying to get money out of me if he's like getting money from this girl Sophia and spending it on me. So it's like I don't know, like I wasn't trying to get in between that business too much, especially because we weren't in a relationship. So I did also ask him though, what does Sophia get in return? What does Sophia get in return for her giving you all of her money? And he basically said that I give her transportation when she needs to. I take her where she needs to go. I tell her what she needs to hear in a sense of bigging her up, like you can do this, and like motivating her and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Whatever. I'm like, does she think that y'all in a relationship? And he's like, oh hell no, nothing like that. And I'm just like, okay, or I just chipped my nail. But I was like, okay, cool. So me and this dude started seeing each other every single day, y'all. I'm talking about every day. If he wasn't over here at my house, I was over at his house, and this would be like this every day. And mind you, me, or I'm sorry, Bobby didn't know that me and Alex started talking at all. Cause if I forgot to mention that Bobby had a crush on me, y'all. Like, I mean, like, if that wasn't already obvious from him inviting me over to his little barbecue parties and catching the attitude when I was like agreeing with whatever Alex was saying that day. He was like, dang, you all up in his face, whatever. So Bobby had a crush on me, so Alex was not trying to mention that we were talking at all. So anytime that I would come over to Alex's house, because remember, he shares an apartment with Bobby. So every time I would come over there, Bobby was not there, or me and Alex would go to their second apartment because they had another apartment as well that only Alex would be at. So we would go over there. We would go over there and be over there, or he'd be at my place. So time goes on. I'm talking about months on months past. I talked to this dude for maybe like 9 to maybe 10 months. I talked to him, but let's say we're going on month four. So month four, guys, everything is all still so sweet and great, and it's so weird because it actually seems too good to be true. And I don't say that in a sense of everything was so perfect, this is too good to be true, because I've been and I am currently in a relationship that I feel like could be looked at as too good to be true, but it doesn't feel like that. So that's the difference, right? My current relationship, I'm super happy. Everything's super perfect to me. But it feels like that we're actually putting in work for it to be like that. Like we're actually choosing each other for it to be like that. So it's kind of like, it doesn't feel forced. It feels just perfect for me, right? So with Alex, it felt like it was too good to be true in the sense of this can't be real. Like it doesn't seem real. Everything is sweet and perfect, but it just doesn't seem right. It wasn't sitting right in my soul, in my spirit. That's what I mean. So some time went on. I mentioned to you guys before that I would see this guy every single day. Not a day went by when I did not see him. And every single day, he would bring me flowers. I'm talking about there was never a time when he came to see me without flowers in hand. He might have skipped a day or two, but like I was getting flowers like 4 times a week, literally, right? And that's gonna come up again too, so remember that. There would be times when me and him would be like drinking, like he'll get a big old bottle. I don't know why he'll get this big old bottle, but he'll get a big old bottle and we barely scratch the surface of the top of the bottle. Remember that as well. So some months go by, and then we're at his place, not the one that he shares with Bobby, but the other place, right? So this was around Valentine's Day. This had to be like maybe like a week before Valentine's Day. So we chilling at his place or whatever, right? And while we were on the way to his place, it was so crazy timing that this conversation had came up before we got to his place. But basically the conversation that we had in the car on the way to his place was he was just basically talking like about how he appreciates how he can be so honest with me, and you know, he just kind of figuring out within himself whether he sees himself being in a monogamous relationship or whether he sees himself being in a polygamous relationship. And you know, like that's fair, like, you know, like that's honest. And so I appreciate it. Like we even had a heart to heart, so much so that he started breaking down crying because we started talking just deep about something, right? So I was just telling him like, I appreciate your honesty more than anything. I appreciate you being upfront and honest with me about that. That's very honest. I appreciate that. Boom. So we get to his house, y'all. Walk in, and I sit on the couch. And when I sat on the couch, I noticed something unsettling. What was that, you may ask? Well, I'm about to tell you. So I sat down and I looked over to his dining room area. He usually keeps his apartment pretty clean, upkept, pretty clean place, right? So I look over to the dining table, and I see a gift bag, and it looks like a Valentine's Day expired gift bag. It had chocolates, it had a stuffed animal, flowers, all that stuff, right? So I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Like in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, he got that for me. Like that's so cute, that's so sweet, right? So as we're settling in, he's like walking around the apartment, da 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 da. Then he walks past that table. He walks past the table again. Oh, he goes next to the table. He's cleaning up around the table. I said to myself, this man got one more time to walk past this damn gift bag and not give it to me, or we're finna have a problem. I said, we're finna have a problem. Because if you don't give me that gift bag, that means someone gave you that gift bag. So who the hell gave you that gift bag? Literally, y'all, that's all I'm thinking to myself is, who in the heck gave you this gift bag? Because you've already walked past this gift bag far too many times for it to be for me. So I'm just kind of letting this brew in my brain, letting it brew, letting it stew. I'm like, okay, I'm finna ask him. So I did. I said, who got you that gift bag? I'm not even giving you room to make up no lies, right? So I said, who got you that gift bag? He said, just some girl from Snapchat like I ain't seen her in like, or what did he say? He said some girl I met on Snapchat like 2 years ago or whatever like that. Yeah, she just hit me back up on a random. I guess I came up on her thing or whatever. She hit me up, said she wants to give me something for Valentine's Day. I said, okay. I was like, well, again, thanks for the honesty type stuff. So I was just like, okay. I caught a little attitude because I was just like, what? Like, why do you have it up on display? Like, that's weird. And then she had to either come to you or you had to go to her for you to get that. So that's hella weird. I'm not messing with that. So let's give the girl who gave him the gift bag a name. Y'all are not going to believe how she comes into play in this story later, because she's not the one who pepper sprayed us, by the way. So we'll call this girl T. We'll call her T. So he's saying, yeah, some girl from Snapchat got it for me, whatever, whatever. And I'm just like, that's weird, right? So he's like, man, baby, that's nothing. Like, I don't even care about this. So he starts like opening it. He's like, here, you want the chocolate? I was like, no, I don't want that tainted chocolate. He was like, tainted chocolate? He's like, man. So then he just threw it away. In the trash can. I was just like, okay, like that's irritating, like whatever. So we went on about our day, y'all, and I washed it. Like, like that happened. I washed it. I washed my hands with it. I was like, like whatever. Like, so I put it out of my brain. I wasn't mad about it no more. It was whatever. We had a good night. We enjoyed our night. We went on about our days. All right, y'all. So some time went on. I'd say a couple days went by, and we're coming up on Valentine's Day now, right? So I told him around this time, by the way, I was in a cast from breaking my ankle. If y'all follow me on TikTok, y'all know that I got in a really bad car accident in 2022. In 2022, I got in a really bad car accident, breaking my ankle terribly. So around this time, I was in a hard cast and crutches. Keep that in mind. So Valentine's Day is creeping up. Boom. Now it's the day of Valentine's Day, guys. And I told him, I said, I know we're not going to be together in the morning of Valentine's Day because I forget, he had to do something, I had to do something, I forget. But either way, we were going to be together that evening and the whole day. So I told him, I said, I'm not finna be on no funny business with you on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is our day. I'm not finna be on no funny business. So I had him FaceTime me. I know this is crazy to even have to do this, but I had him FaceTime me the morning of Valentine's Day, and we were on FaceTime all day until we got to see each other, because I just was not going for no funny business. Like, I feel like stuff is already being funny behind my back, and I don't know, and I don't like that. So even though we're not in a relationship, I don't care. So yeah, I ended up coming to pick me up from my house, right, on Valentine's Day. He came, he had like the champagne glasses in the car with the Bel Air. He had strawberries. Everything was real cute. So we had went he had took us down to the beach. We had like a nice little beach picnic or whatever. Cool little beach night cap, whatever. So then we get back to his place. Now, we're not at his apartment that he has by himself. We're at the place that he shares with Bobby. Keep that in mind. But no one was home. So we get to him in Bobby's apartment, right? And it's just me and Alex there. So the whole apartment is decorated so cute. Like, he got the Valentine's Day balloons. He got the rose petals leading to his room. Real cute. And then he starts cooking us dinner. So he had made us steak, shrimp, potatoes, cheese, broccoli. It was so nice. So we had a good dinner. We watched a good movie. Everything was cool until we laid down. You know, we had a good night. We went to sleep, sleeping like a baby. And then, guys, the clock struck 6 a.m. and all hell broke loose. So the next thing I remember, and mind you, we're sleeping in our undergarments. So next thing I remember is just me and Alex both waking up, like we like laying flat on our backs, and then we are like both rose up like this and looked at each other. And then I just remember, did I name her name Sophia? Sophie. Did I say her name was Sophia? Sophia. I'm gonna say Sophia. So we both rise up and look at each other, and who is hovering above us mid-air, like jumped over us mid-air with pepper spray in hand? Sophia, the girl who he said works for him. Yes. So she's above us, pepper spray in hand. Then you just see the pepper spray let out. This is all happening within 5 seconds because she's in the air above us. We rise up and she just... And then, like, so mostly it was to him. Like, it was really, she was pepper spraying him. But, of course, I'm getting some of the backlash. So I'm just like, oh. So then somebody had walked in the room behind Sophia. And who walked behind Sophia, guys, you may ask? It was one of our coworkers. And this particular coworker that walked in, I'm cool with. Like, me and this coworker, super cool. I didn't even know she was cool with Sophia. Like, but me and this coworker, we cool. So she walked in and she's like, oh my gosh, Lala. She's like, I didn't know that was you in here. She's like, are you okay? She's like, do you need some water? Like, I'm just like, yes, bring me water. So now Alex and Sophia are tussling. Like, Alex is trying to get Sophia out the room. So he's like pushing her by her shoulders out the room while she's like trying to swing on him. She's like swinging on him, scratching him, and he's like basically trying to restrain her to get her out of the room. So he finally gets her like down the hallway, out of the room and down the hallway a little bit, right? And you just hear boom, 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 slap, scratch, ching, boom, boom, boom. You just hear all that going on. And then that's when the girl, the mutual friend, had came and brought me some water, and I'm over here drinking the water, like suffering from the dang pepper spray, like, oh my God, mind you, I'm on crutches in a cast. So I'm really over here down bad. I'm over here like, oh my goodness, oh help me Lord Jesus. So boom, so I just hear ruckus going on. They done made it to the kitchen now, and all I hear is stop biting my uts. Like, so that's, she was biting him in his stuff. So like, and all you just hear is then you just start hearing glass break, cling, cling, ching, 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 all glass flying, everything, da da da. So once I finally make myself down the hallway to see all what's going on, all I see is a massacre. I don't even know if I could say what I want to say on YouTube. So I'm gonna just say there was red stuff splat all over the walls. There was red stuff splat. There was shoe scuff marks. There was like shoe scuff marks on the refrigerator, on the cabinets, on the floor. And you just see her on the ground trying to bite him, trying to scratch him. And then you just see him bloody on the face, bloody on the body, trying to hold her down, pin her down and restrain her. And then he's looking to the mutual friend that just came in and was like, yo, get her. Why would you bring her here? Yo, get her. Get her. So then like, she just like, I'm sorry, brother. And I'm just thinking, brother. I'm like, if you're friends with Sophia and you kicking it with Sophia enough for you to bring her over here at 6 a.m., you must be around her so much and see him around her so much that you're calling him brother. Okay, got you, got you. This is weird. And I'm thinking about so many things at once because my car is at home. He drove me here. I had just, well, no, I don't think I had a car yet because I remember I had gotten a bad car accident. Yeah, no, I didn't have my car yet. So that's why he had picked me up from home. So yeah, so basically he's like, get her out of here, get her out of here, and like all this stuff, whatever. Why'd you bring her here? And she's like, oh, brother, this, da, 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 da. So finally he was able to knuckle and get her out of the house. So now it's just me, the mutual friend, and Alex. And he's like, she's just like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know this, that, da, da, da. And then he was like, give me a second to talk to my girl. Y'all just barged in. I can't even talk to her and explain to her, da, da, da. And I'm just looking like, da, da, da. Oh, wait, y'all, I'm skipping stuff. Before he got her out the house. Okay, so before he got her out the house, y'all, she had got up from the floor and she came charging down the hallway like she was finna come for me. So I started walking down the hallway, crutches and all, and I just stood there at the middle end of the hallway waiting for her to get to me. I'm just standing there like, I wish you would, mama, I wish you would. So I'm standing there and she get about this close to me to the point where she could have touched me if she wanted to, but it's like she waited for him to come grab her to start acting like she was finna do something. And I'm just like, please, girl. Like, and then I was like, I really ate her up with this one. I was like, babe, can you move my stuff from over there so she don't mess it up? Can you move my stuff from right there so she don't mess it up? She was like, babe, like she was like so mad. She was so mad. So then there was a point in time too, like I told y'all, she was on the floor messing him up while he was trying to restrain her. So then I had came in there, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I got a couple licks in with my crutch. I'm not gonna hold you. I started hitting her a little bit with my crutch because I was mad. Like, what the hell? Like, you just came in here messing up everything. First off, how'd you get in here? But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I was mad. That happened. Then like I said, he finally got her out. So then boom, he finally get her out. He asking me if I'm okay. He telling the mutual friend like to get out so he could talk to me or whatever. Then you just hear clink, 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 boom. She had Sophia threw a brick through the kitchen window. Boom. She throws the brick through the kitchen window. Glass shattered everywhere. She's trying to get back in the crib through the damn broken glass windows. So there's red stuff everywhere again. It's just a mess in here. So we finally get done talking to the mutual friend. The mutual friend leaves as well. So this man did not have nothing to say to me for real. He was like, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I was like, yep. He was like, let me know when you want me to take you home and stuff like that. And da da da. I said, we can go now. He said, you want to go home now? I was like, yep. And so we had got our stuff together, got my stuff together, boom, boom, boom. Y'all, the whole car ride to my house, mind you, the car ride to my house had to be like maybe 20 minutes to get to my house. The whole car ride was silent. I'm talking about silent. You can hear a pin drop silent. So I'm just looking out the window like this, like I can't believe this man. Why am I dealing with this man? He got too much going on. All of this is going through my brain while I'm looking out the window, and it's just silent. No conversation about what just happened, nothing. So then we ended up getting to my house, right? My apartment. So he pulls into my parking stall, boom. And he gets out the car to walk me to my front door. I didn't need him to do this because I'm mad at you now. You didn't even have nothing to say the whole car ride, but whatever. So he's walking me to my front door, and mind you, let me mention that this dude, Alex, he was very prevalent in my whole healing journey. When I broke my ankle, he was there with me in the hospital when it first happened. He bought me my knee scooter. He helped me get my new car, and like he'd stay at my house. He'd stay the night with me and stuff when I couldn't leave the house and stuff like that. He'd come over and like wait till I fall asleep and then he'd leave and stuff like that. Like stuff like that. So, you know, I was really in my feelings about this one. I'm not gonna hold you. So I was like, man, so we got to my house, we walked into my front door. And so when we get to my front door, this man had the audacity to put one of his foot through my doorway. I said, oop. I said, no. I said, he said, oh, I can't come in. I said, nope. He was like, wow, you really finna do me like that? I said, huh? I said, I hope you feel better. I said, no, I'm sorry that happened to you and that you got pepper spray. I hope you feel better. Yeah, but no, you're not coming in. So then I closed the door, and that was that. Would y'all believe me if I told y'all I did not hear from this man for 3 days? The audacity for you to put me through that and not have anything to say. So I was like, no. That's wild. That's wild. So I was like, I ended up reaching out to him because I was like, what? Did I miss something? Like, what? So I ended up reaching out to him. I said, so you just not going to say nothing after all that happened? He was like, he had the nerves to play victim, y'all. He was like, oh, I wanted to talk to you about it when we got to your house, but you closed the door in my face, and I don't like when I'm about to say something and somebody shuts me down. Like, now it gets to the point where now I don't even want to talk about it no more. Like, what? Huh? Ain't you the one in the wrong here? So I'm just like, what? That don't even make no sense. Like, that's stupid. Like, of course, you had the whole car ride to talk about it. You said nothing. So why would you just assume that I was going to let you in my house after that? Like, no. So he was just like playing like, oh, like all tough guy. Like, oh, well, I don't even want to talk about it no more. I want to talk about it, but I don't like when people shut off my feelings and da-da-da-da-da. Or try to silence me and da-da-da. Like, boy, what? So I just was not trying to go back and forth. I don't do the arguing. So I was like, do you love me? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think we was saying I love you at that time. So I was like, do you love me? He was like, see, now you asking stupid questions. Da-da-da. I said, just answer the damn question. Do you love me or no? He was like, yeah, I love you. I was like, okay, well then pull up on me right now so we could talk about this. He was like, da-da-da-da. I said, pull up on me right now so we can talk. He was like, all right. I'm gonna pull up. So then he had ended up pulling up, y'all, and we had ended up talking about the situation, about like what happened or whatever like that. And he was still trying to play victim in the beginning of it. He was still trying to play victim. And I was like, yo, put your pride aside, like, and really like understand like what I'm saying. So then I finally got a breakthrough with him, finally broke through to him about, and then he started breaking down, tearing up, like, you know, like saying like how he just ain't never really like felt like how he felt before, like, and he just like he feel bad because he not moving right, like, and he's trying to like get himself together so he can move right for me and just stuff, blah 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 blah. So he was being honest about some things and just like whatever. So we kind of got down to the nitty-gritty of everything, and then we ended the conversation on a high note to where we had smiles on our face. But boy, I tell you, that man's karma is so bad. We over here laughing finally. The temperature changed. So now we laughing, key. And he like has his phone in his hand and he's laughing so hard. He like tosses his phone at the dashboard. And why did it crack his whole windshield when he did that, y'all? That man got bad karma. But y'all, the story does not end here by any means. It gets so much crazier before I had to cut him off entirely. I'm not even joking. You guys, come back. This is just going to be a 2-part story time. So come back for the last part 2 of this story time when I tell y'all about how another girl came out the woodworks and she messaged my place of work directly about me. And me and this girl ended up linking up for drinks to spill all the tea on him together, y'all, and really had this dude out and down bad. So y'all, stay tuned for part 2. Thank you so much for watching this story time. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment on this video, and stay tuned for more story times, guys. Bye. Oh, and subscribe to my couples channel, me and my babes couples channel as well. It's Alana and Chris. All right, bye guys.
Go trim, cut it, get it on film. 4 course meal, she ate up the drip. She wanna go through that, yeah.